Little technical glitch there. Welcome to Fabulously Fun Trips. I'm your host, Greta Smith, owner of Savvy Travel Design, where I craft fabulously fun trips for my clients to share with their favorite people. Here on the show, I introduce you to my reps from my favorite travel companies so you can learn what's special about each one and so you can ask your questions. So if you have a question during the presentation, please do not hesitate to drop it in the comments and we will see it and we will make sure that we answer your question at the end of the show. So for today's guest, I'm so excited to introduce you to Ariane from Club Med. She's here to talk about Club Med Sandpiper, which is the only real family all-inclusive resort in the United States, and it's in Florida. So welcome, Ariane. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Greta. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for all tuning in. We greatly appreciate it.
So, Ariane, first question for you tonight. How long have you been with Club Med?
Funny you should ask. I have been in the travel industry for about 13 years. I've worked in wholesale, I've worked in tour, and then I've worked for some all-inclusive resort chains, but proud to be a part of the Club Med family. And I've been with the brand for a little over a year now. And a few of the resorts I've been fortunate enough to travel to so far was Club Med Cancun in December of 2019. I went to Sandpiper literally a year ago. And then, yes, I actually just came back from Club Med exclusive collection, Miches Playa Esmeralda in Dominican Republic as well. So I've been very fortunate, but we are a global brand, so many places still yet to explore.
Very cool. I have heard amazing things about the new property in the Dominican Republic. I've heard it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, absolutely.
That's very exciting. So the other thing that I wanted to ask you before we sort of get to some of the cool stuff that you brought to show us, what are the things that you found, because since you've been in the travel industry for so long, what are some of the things that are your kind of favorite little nuggets about Club Med? What are your favorite things?
You know, there is something for everyone. It just kind of depends on the overall experience of what you are ultimately looking for. You know, some of the times when I'm on vacation, you know, it's always great to kick back and to either go paddle boarding or getting a chance to have those must-try experiences. And that's something that at Club Med, we want you to be able to experience and do the things that maybe you normally wouldn't get a chance to go do. It depends, obviously, where you live. You know, some of you that live in the Northeast, you're probably digging out in feet of snow is what I am told right now. But others of you that live, you know, in Florida or other parts of the country, maybe you get a chance to go kayaking and paddleboarding. But with us at Club Med, we want you to be able to try those different types of sports and activities that normally you don't get a chance to try, like, you know, water skiing, wakeboarding, maybe taking out the Hobie Cat or learning how to do the flying trapeze. So we have our Cray Active experience and our their Cirque du Soleil performer coaches that will come in and teach you how to do acrobatics, gymnastics, juggling. You know, it's up to you on the things of what you want to learn and do. But, you know, we really try to experience or try to target towards the more of active families and more of a friendly, multicultural overall experience. So I will tell you guys a little bit more about that. But the fact that we are a global all-inclusive resort chain and our food and drinks are fantastic as well.
Very cool. So I know you brought some really fun visuals and some things to show us. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that in and I'm going to pull myself out.
Okay.
And flip in your visuals so we can see. Let me just make sure that's going to get rolling. There we go. And I'm going to scoot myself out.
Very good. Thanks so much, Greta. So, you know, Club Med, we are the pioneers and the innovators of the all-inclusive concept. We'd actually started back in the 1950s. And when you think about that, and this map is a great way to actually see Club Med and where we are located. We have over 70 different all-inclusive resorts, and we are constantly still growing and evolving. You know, it just depends on what type of all-inclusive vacation experience that you are looking for. So whether you are looking for an all-inclusive ski vacation, whether you're looking in maybe Europe or Asia or soon to be in Canada, or maybe you're looking for a little bit more exotic of a destination like in Africa or Brazil or somewhere in Southeast Asia, up to you. Or maybe you want to stay a little bit closer to home, like, you know, Club Med Sandpiper that we're going to be talking about here in a moment, or maybe you're looking for Dominican Republic or Mexico. We have so many different destinations to go and explore. So just know that with Club Med, there are plenty of different destinations you get a chance to go and have a wonderful family vacation, or if you just want to get away and kick back and relax for a few days, definitely a great option. And I would obviously tell you to reach out to Greta as well. When you think about the constant evolution and where we're really going, I'm telling you that we are actually planning still to evolve and have about 20 new resorts coming down within the next 5 years. So we will have an all-inclusive ski resort, new fun in the sun destinations. So there's a lot of great things that are moving ahead within Club Med. But when you think about evolution, and obviously with all the new things that are obviously coming on board, things that we really wanted to focus on was being upscale, friendly, multicultural experience, and then obviously appealing to active families. Now, we do have what's called our exclusive collection. So that's more of our luxury brand. And so we have our exclusive collection resorts. Then we have dedicated spaces inside the resort. So it's like a boutique resort inside the resort. We obviously also have villas. We have chalets as well. And then when you go to Club Med, it feels like you're a part of a family or almost like a community when you stay with us. And I would definitely advise, for those of you that have never came to Club Med, make sure that you download the My Club Med app. I think it's fantastic because it shows you a list of all of our resorts globally. Also, once you go to select on our app, it'll be able to tell you a list of all the activities, what's going on throughout the day, things of what to pack for, or if it's white night, if it's Club Med 45 day, if it's balloon night. So just like you feel like you're a part of, the overall experience for the evening as well. There is truly something for everyone, and it's just trying to figure out who's the perfect Club Med client. And realistically, if you have somebody that's just wanting to get away, kick back, relax, from looking for a larger resort, large pools, great variety in food and drinks. They want to have fantastic gourmet cuisine, small group transfers. You have the perfect Club Med. You're the perfect Club Med fit client. Now, if you are looking for a little bit more luxurious of a stay, then you might want to consider our exclusive collection. And what makes that really great is the fact that you have your own spacious high-end accommodations, intimate exclusive collection resort and spaces, private lounges and pools. You'll also find that we have champagne in the evenings, top shelf alcohol, refined cuisine, signature menus, room service from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., continental breakfast in the room, your own concierge that will be able to arrange golf tee time, spa arrangements, dinner reservations for you in advance, small group transfers as well. So the exclusive collection is really the definition for the client that is looking for more of a luxurious type of stay. What makes Club Med different? In this case, you'll find that we are all inclusive. We are in the best locations and pioneer destinations. We actually feature childcare from 4 months old through 17 years old. We have outstanding sports and activities. And then with Club Med, it ultimately comes down to the overall Club Med spirit. So what exactly is all-inclusive? For those of you that are asking, it's our hospitality, the food and beverage, our accommodations, our children's clubs, sports activities, the entertainments, and obviously when booking through Greta, you can book your flights and transfers through her. She'll be able to assist you. For those of you that are looking, in the near future and wanting to do an all-inclusive ski vacation, we do include our ski lift passes and national ski schools as well over in Europe. The things that would be an additional cost to you would be going to the spa, arranging any excursions, golf. You'll find our baby and petite club, and then room service if you are not in our exclusive collection resorts or spaces as well. So specifically with our childcare, I know for those of you that, we've all been staying at home and safe at home. And when you think about that, when you want to have a vacation, you want to be able to appease everybody to go on a family vacation. And I know how hard that can sometimes be. For new parents, I know how overwhelming it can be because, an infant comes with so many different accessories and it can be overwhelming to go and travel. But with Club Med, no worries. We have everything taken care of for you. So we have all the baby equipment and toys, you name it, the pack and play, the strollers, the baby formula, It makes it so much easier of an overall experience from 4 months old through 23 months old. Is really focusing on the sixth sense experience between the taste, the hearing, the feeling, knowing that your baby and your infant is going to be well taken care of. We'll do early development learning type classes like plastic arts or introduction to music or early learning type games. And then obviously nap time is kind of a given in this case, but it makes it a much more easier process. And then with our toddlers club, so our petite club, ages 2 to 3 years old, it's really focusing on discovery and socialization, revolving around like activities around sports creation, expression. They'll do games. So they'll do like pajama party from 7 to 9:30 in the evening. They'll also do activities like movies, moments of rest, of course. And then we do have a petite gym available in some of the resorts. And also, when making reservations with Greta, you want to make sure that you are letting her know, what are the exact dates that the baby and the infants like are for our baby and petite club, what days that they are going to be going into the kids club, only because it is an additional cost and it does vary at our resort. So keep those things in mind. Now, the mini and the junior and pass world, there's no additional cost. So any of your kids from 4 to 10 years old for our mini club, it's really focusing on the dynamics and the amusement. And, it's having all of those sports like learning how to play tennis or being able to learn how to do petite circus or creations or visual arts. They'll do like a treasure hunt or, dances, or they'll get a chance to go and learn how to do skill set games and things like that in order to kind of focus on the overall camaraderie. And they'll do like mini parties with their friends, followed by dedication of animation. So definitely a fun time overall. And, I will find that the teens can be, sometimes the hardest people to go in and appease. And I know how overwhelming that can be when you're trying to plan your family vacation. But with our teenagers, we try to give them a little bit more freedom and flexibility and a little bit more independence. So we'll have dedicated time slots of saying like, come and meet us over at the archery station at 2 p.m. That way you can learn how to do archery, but other types of sports as well, focusing on the artistic activities like costumes and shows and makeup arts. And they'll do plastic arts. They'll also get a chance to learn about like, the evening entertainment, like a movie night or doing like a dance party on the beach, or if it's a day where it's rainy, what they might learn is get a chance to do the video editing or DJ mixing. So there's plenty of things for everyone to do in all different age groups. So everybody gets a fantastic family vacation out of this. And like I was saying earlier, it comes down to the different types of sports and activities. And with Club Med, we have over 60 different non-motorized and motorized sports and activities for you to go and get a chance to try out on vacation. So, if normally you wouldn't get a chance to learn how to do archery, we would encourage you to learn how to do that. Or, like I said, at each and every one of the Club Med resorts, you'll find that we have our Cirque du Soleil Cray Active experience. So if you want to learn how to do gymnastics, acrobatics, learning how to do the flying trapeze, this is the perfect opportunity to go do so. And it's at no additional cost to you. It's totally complimentary. Same thing with water skiing, wakeboarding, doing paddle boarding. It's all those different types of must-try sports and activities. When I recently went away to Miches Playa Esmeralda in Dominican Republic, I had gotten a chance to meet with Mario, one of the local tennis pros. He was actually top 10 in Mexico of tennis players in the world. And, I had joked with him because I played tennis in high school and was just trying to brush up on my overall tennis swing. And I looked and I saw that we also had pickleball courts and paddles and everything. And so I asked him if he would teach me how to actually play pickleball. So which he said, I'm not necessarily a pickleball pro, but I can definitely at least show you and teach you how the game is played. So for an extra 20 minutes, we had actually went through how pickleball is played, which I never wouldn't have got a chance to go and do that anywhere else. So I was very appreciative to him, but just a very fun, loving, and overall experience. And I mean, Mario he's worked in 4 different Club Med villages with us prior to going to Club Med Miches Playa Esmeralda. So definitely a fantastic factor, which With Club Med, we have over 120 different countries of great organizers. They're known as GOs. And we actually employ over 14,000 great organizers. And what you'll find with Club Med is that our staff are great organizers. They are kind-hearted. They are very passionate. This is where that multicultural professionalism really comes into play, because you'll see the great organizers will go from one resort to maybe they'll be at Cancun next, maybe they'll be at Sandpiper next in Florida, or maybe they're going to go to the French Alps. Just kind of depends on everything that's going on. But it definitely is fantastic for you to get a chance to experience that. And they're really they want to be able to learn more about you and the overall experiences that you had at Club Med. And so, a great organizer may come up to you and say hey, may I join you for lunch or for dinner? And that's the part of the interaction. It's more like you feel like you're a part of a family or community, and everybody gets a chance to have, share that moment. And it's really one of those things that you wouldn't find at many other resorts, but at Club Med, it's like you feel like you're a part of a family. So I'm definitely very proud to be a part of an amazing family with Club Med too. So definitely fantastic. Now, if you are looking for the basic room accommodations, then a superior room is going to be the best fit for you. If you're just looking for, comfortable, your essential equipment, perfect. Just to go and, put down your bags and just to be able to go and enjoy your vacation, perfect. If you have, maybe you're looking for a little bit more higher end of accommodation. So maybe you're looking for an additional lounge area for either indoor, outdoor seating, coffee or tea setup. Maybe you're also looking for a mini bar in your room and flat screen TV, then a deluxe room category would be the best fit for you. If you are looking for more of an actual suite, so maybe it's a king size bedroom connected with a living room area and then another room with twin beds for a multi-generational group or things like that. We do, of course, have suites that can be able to pamper your additional needs. So, perfect accommodations for anybody. Of course, you'll find that we have luxurious finishings, the lounges, the indoor outdoor seating, along with the dedicated spaces. So like I was saying, you'll have room service in your room. You'll have luscious robes and slippers, coffee and tea setup. You'll also have the mini bar set up for you in your room. So definitely a perfect accommodations for all. Now, talking about Club Med Sandpiper Bay, this is the only all-inclusive in the United States and is 45 minutes away from West Palm Beach International Airport. Club Med Sandpiper Bay is a fantastic opportunity. If you just want to be able to have a family vacation, or maybe you're looking to have a group come down and stay with us, we'd be more than welcome to have you. Perfect family vacation. But we are located on Port St. Lucie River. And for those of you that are looking to have a true beach vacation, keep in mind that we actually have a rental car contract with Enterprise, and we can set up the transfer for you to go and get to go and have a rental car. Jensen Beach is only 20 minutes away from Club Med Sandpiper Bay. And then what I will also tell you is that we do have an 18-hole golf course right on site. And then we have added in 16 new pickleball courts for those of you that are learning or wanting to play pickleball with us, and tennis, of course. And then I also want to talk to you a little bit more about, we have what's called our academy. So if you have, kids that are really trying to improve in different types of sports, like in golf or tennis or soccer or beach volleyball, we do have dedicated academies where kids can be able to improve in these sports and then eventually get drafted into Division I college sports, or even get drafted into the major leagues as well. So keep those things in mind here. But for those of you that just want to kick back and relax and have a great all-inclusive family vacation in Florida, Sandpiper Bay is perfect for just exactly all of that. For all of you that really just want to be here like myself, we do feature an adult-only pool that overlooks the Port St. Lucie River. And then we have a jacuzzi, and then there is a bar only a few feet away from here. Keep in mind, usually during this time of year, the temperatures are about, mid 70s, depending on time of year. And we do have, out of the 3 pools we have at the resort, 2 of them are heated. So definitely a perfect opportunity. The accommodations, you have these bright, clean rooms with these beautiful balconies that will overlook the Port St. Lucie River. Definitely a fantastic way to, take in light of that tropical feel and yet still be close to home. And then for kids that want to be able to run wild, of course, we have our splash pad. So this was the place that was where all the cool kids had really hung out back in February when I was here last year. And then if you have kids that are really wanting to learn how to take up different types of sports or activities, of course, we do have a wide range of activities. So if you want to be able to learn how to do yoga, or like I said, we have our golf academy right on site here, or beach volleyball. There's so many things for you to go and experience. It's constantly moving around throughout the resort and getting a chance using the app to seeing if you want to learn how to do water skiing, or maybe if you want to learn how to do samba lessons, or if you want to learn how to do, dance classes. There are so many things that are constantly going on at Club Med Sandpiper Bay. It's a perfect opportunity for anyone. For those of you that have questions about the safety and hygiene protocols and what that really looks like for Club Med Sandpiper Bay, I can assure you, back in the very beginning of the pandemic, we had actually hired a group of scientists to see what this was going to look like for us. And what we had came up with, we had actually opened up China and Japan as the first country. So Asia had opened up first, and then Club Med Sandpiper Bay was actually the second country to open up for us, and the third resort in the world to open up. So we are very proud and grateful for that as well. So what it really looks like for us, keep in mind, we actually have a Safe Together manager on site at all of the Club Med resorts that are currently open. So at Sandpiper Bay, you will find that we actually have a Safe Together manager right on site. And we do ask when you are in a closed-in space that you wear a mask, as our staff will be wearing masks as well. Our staff will also be wearing gloves when they're around any food or sanitizing anything. We've added in additional hand sanitizer throughout the resort. We've done deep cleaning throughout the resorts as well, so keep that in mind. We have markings on the ground to make sure that we're promoting the social distancing as well. We've reduced the capacity of the resort. So if our resort has over 308 rooms, we've reduced it down to 165 rooms that are being occupied. So the resort is at 65% occupancy. Also, what we're doing with our kids club. So normally if we had, like for the mini club, if we had 20 kids in the kids club, we've reduced that capacity down to 8 to 10 kids, depending on how full the resort occupancy is. And we also ask, instead of both parents going to check in their kid into the mini club, we want to make sure that only one parent who drops them off also picks them up at the end of the day as well too. And keep in mind that we do feature, the kids will be doing mainly all outdoor activities in order to promote social distancing and to be able to learn different types of outdoor activities. And then they'll also they'll get their temperature checks as soon as they arrive, and then they'll do hand washing every hour on the hour. I will also tell you from firsthand witnessing and actually being at the resorts during the pandemic, for our buffets, they are open and they are operating. What we are doing is actually having plated food ready to go, so you can grab and go and be able to social distance throughout the buffet. It's actually worked out quite well, and there's quite a wide variety of different a la carte stations. So if you are just wanting to be able to go grab anything from the pasta station, there's plenty of food to go and choose and select from. When I was at Meaches, I saw that we had over 6 or 7 different a la carte options that we could go and choose from. So definitely fantastic. Also, I will tell you, at Club Med Sandpiper Bay, they are personally known for their white and chocolate bread. So make sure that you go and pick up a loaf when you are there. It's fantastic. And then what I will also tell you is we are doing temperature checks as soon as you arrive. We ask that you do hand sanitizing and temperature checks as soon as you arrive at the resort. And then you'll see that we have temperature checks with a camera on it. So if you flash green, you can continue onward. If it flashes red, it'll actually take a photo of you, and the Safe Together manager will come and retrieve you. And then we actually have dedicated spaces, and we'll be able to go through the protocols of COVID right on site for you as well. And then we have our doctors and nurses available 24/7 at the resort as well too. So there's plenty of more things I can obviously go through, but I really greatly appreciate everyone tuning in. If anybody has any questions, though, feel free to ask them.
Okay, let me just pop some things around here. There we go. All right. Thank you so much, Ariane. That was really, really fantastic information and lots of great details. I really, really appreciate that. There are a couple of questions. Okay, but you know what? First of all, y'all, the chocolate bread, she's not even kidding. My experience at Club Med Sandpiper, I was down, let's see, end of February 2017 or 2018. And when she says, like, by the end of February, you guys are starting to get warm, right? Because I remember being in the pool.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, there was, I think last year we had over 108 orders. So when everybody had discovered this white and dark chocolate bread, depends on what you prefer. I just prefer both because why not? You're on vacation, right? I will say that I ended up flying home with mine because it was just too good. I had to have it at home with me, and then having it in my freezer. And I had just had my last slice over the holiday, and so now I'm really craving it. So I need to go back and get more. But yeah, it's that white chocolate bread is.
Yeah, I was down there for the very first time, and I was with other agents because I was there for a training something or other, and everybody's like ordering massive amounts of chocolate bread to take home, and I'm like, are you kidding? Like, it's bread, guys. What is happening? No, it's not just bread. No, I understand why people brought whole suitcases for the bread to go home with them. Like it's that good.
It is just that good. You would never think, but it is just that good. There's just something about it. Our chefs are incredible. Actually, fun little fact about Club Med Sandpiper Bay. We actually just inherited one of the main chefs from Walt Disney World who was actually just taking a job with Club Med Sandpiper Bay. So our bread is really just that awesome. I will say, along with all the other food, but the bread, the white chocolate bread is very well known.
Yeah, it is good stuff. Okay, so a couple quick questions regarding weather. I remember, I think when I was down there, it was like end of February, and it seems like it was getting pretty warm. I feel like I remember being in the pool.
So I agree with you. It depends because, like, I remember when I was down there last year, I was able to still be in short sleeves and still be in sandals. I would just bring some like a sweater with you in the evenings because it can get chilly in South Florida. But for the most part, I mean, it's perfect weather. I have photos of, from a group of agents that were in the pool and kids that were running around and just, it went anywhere from, I think, like mid 50s at the night at this point in the year and then warm back up to like mid 70s, 80s by, middle of the day. So I would just bring a sweater with you, but it's definitely a perfect opportunity. And then like I said, we have two of the three pools are totally heated year round. So no worries.
Okay, yeah. And for those of us who are in Pennsylvania in like 18, 30 inches of snow, that 70 to 80 degrees is sounding downright July to us.
Right. I agree.
So another quick question for you. For the baby and petite club, can you just really quickly review the age ranges there? Because those are the two that are an additional cost, correct?
Yeah. So the baby and petite club, the baby club is from 4 months old to 23 months. And then our petite club is from 2 years old to 3 years old.
Okay. And then as far as reduced capacity with the kids clubs, is there any sort of system for making an advance reservation if it seems like it's a busy week and they want to make sure that their kids have a space on a certain day? Is there any allowance for that, or it's just kind of roll in and keep your fingers crossed, or is there some allowance made there for capacity for that week?
What I would say is, as everyone's coming in and making reservations, that they let what dates that they're really looking for. So if it's like they want the first day to just hang out with their family, kind of, have a laying of the land and just kind of get used to the resort and everything, and then check their kids into the kids club for the next 2 or 3 days, I would definitely make sure that they pre-reserve that with you when you're making reservations for them, Greta.
Okay, so that's excellent to know that. And oh, that was the other question I had. So I noticed closer to the beginning of COVID, the Riverside, which is I'm not sure if you touched a lot on that, but that's the a la carte restaurant for those of you watching. So that's the sit down and order your food rather than buffet style. Closer to the spring, the Riverside had been closed, and I noticed recently when I was tooling around the website, it appears that they've opened it back up. Is that correct?
They have opened it back up. Earlier back in the beginning of the pandemic, we'd closed it, but we'd only opened it for groups for as a dedicated space for them to utilize as an additional event space. But we do have it open and operating. And of course, the only thing is that with Riverside, it is an additional cost. We just ask that you pre-purchase a bottle of wine in advance, and then that way you can have your dinner reservations there too.
Okay. All right. Very good. I believe that is all. I'm checking real quick to see if I have any other questions. I believe that is all of the questions that I'm seeing on the feed. So great. Well, Ariane, thank you so much for joining us tonight. That was such great information. And I love the visuals, that picture of the adults only pool, like looking out onto the river. When I was down there, we spent quite a bit of time in that pool and at the bar that's next to it. So it is a really great space.
I agree. Thank you so much for having me too, Greta. I appreciate it. And I hope everyone remains safe and well. And we look forward to welcoming you at Club Med Sandpiper Bay soon. So thanks so much.
Thank you so much. All right, folks. Real quick, I just have a couple of housekeeping items to go over with you before I let you go. In fact, I think tonight I just want to do the travel tip of the week. So my tip for this week is that before you start logging into whatever you're going to log into in an airport, in a cafe, take a minute and just kind of analyze. Make sure that you're not logging into something that has sensitive passwords. So if you can avoid it, make sure you're not logging into your credit card company, your bank, anything that has to do with financials, or anything that's, a professional website that you need, that anything that's got a really sensitive password. Make sure that you really stop and think before you log into that, or maybe set up a VPN that goes with you, because those public Wi-Fi accesses are imminently hackable, and a lot of folks have found themselves caught out on that. And especially in the middle of the trip, it's not a great thing to get to your destination and realize that somebody stole your credit card information before you left the airport where you came from, and by the time you land, they've cleaned you out. So that would not be a fun start to a vacation. So let's avoid that. So anyway, I am Greta Smith with Savvy Travel Design, and this is Fabulously Fun Trips. And I am wishing you love, light, and vacation daydreams. Till next time, y'all.